Good morning, class. I am your teacher, Tess. I am going to discuss again to you a new topic about our lesson. But before I present it to you, let's have first a short opening prayer. Let's bow our head in the presence of the Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear God, we thank you for your love and your promise to be with us at school or work, at rest or play. Help us to feel near to you and hear your voice. Guide us to always do our best in every situation and to love one another. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Hello everyone. How are you today? Okay, once again, I'm your teacher Maritis D. Ipel, and today we will discuss about understanding culture, society, and politics. Are you ready to listen and to learn, class? Okay, alam kong excited na kayong makinig kasi may matututunan na naman kayong bago. Mayroon na naman kayong mga kaalaman na maidadagdag tungkol sa ating aralin ngayon. Okay? Okay. So, I will give you, class, I have a question to give you. And I want you to internalize it and answer it. Okay? Well, this is the question. What are the issues of variation of culture, society, and politics of the country? So based on this question, what is your own ideas, concept about this? So I will give you 2 minutes to answer it. Just write it on your notebook, okay? Or before we are going into formal discussion, I want you to play these games. Just write it on a scratch paper, your answer. Let's try if you will be able to answer by arranging the word that I will be giving to you. Understand, class? So I will give you a jumbled word and then you will be able to answer it by arranging the word. Okay, here is it. Number 1, VERAITNOI. Number 2, SOIALC. Number 3, SCPLITIO. Number 4, LUCUTERL. And number 5 is ANGACH. Okay, I will give you another 2 minutes to answer it. Are you done, class? Okay, let's reveal the answer. Here is it. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, these are the answer of the jumbled words I was giving to you. Number 1 is variation. Number 2, social. Number 3, politics. Number 4, culture. And number 5 is change. Okay, who got the perfect score? Okay. Now, class, since our topic is about understanding culture, I know you have already knowledge what we are going to study, right? Okay, let's start now, huh? So our subject is understanding society, culture, and politics. So the starting points in understanding culture, society, and politics. So this is the lesson proper. Lesson 1. Our topic is about knowing about human, cultural, and social variation. Okay, class, again, based on the title itself, when we see variation, It's all about the differences in Tagalog or pagkakaiba-iba. So because we are talking about human cultural and social variation, pinag-aaralan natin ngayon ang kaalaman tungkol sa ang pagkakaiba-iba ng kultura at panlipunan. So, what we will study about knowing about human cultural and social variation. Okay? So, next is the learning objectives. So when we see objectives, meaning yung layunin natin, ano ang layunin natin para sa ating makabagong kaalaman. Okay? So layunin natin, ilarawan ang pagkakaiba-iba ng ating kultura, ang kultura ng tao. Kasama na dito ang tuntunin ng physical na katangian, physical features, pagkakaiba ng lipunan, the social differences, political and social change, pagbabago ng politika at panlipunan. So that, okay, next. Okay, what is culture? When we say culture, it refers to that complex whole which includes knowledge, beliefs, arts, moral, laws, customs, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by a man of a society. So it is according from Edward H. Taylor. So what does it mean? So meaning, kultura or culture, ito daw ay tumutukoy sa masalimuot na kabuuan na kinabibilangan ng kaalamang moral, paniniwala, batas, kaugalian, at iba pang kakayahan ng isang gawi o kilos na nakuha ng isang tao sa kanyang lipunan or sa isang lipunan. So culture is a complex where which encompasses beliefs, practices, values, attitudes, norms, artifacts, symbols, knowledge, and everything that persons learns and share as a member of the society. So lahat yun nakukuha ng isang tao sa kanyang lipunan kung saan siya lumaki. Okay? So that is culture. There are two types of culture, the material culture and non-material culture. When we see material cultures composed of tangible things like food, tools, dress, accessories, and others. So, tangible things meaning those are the things that we see and touch. So, the best example of this material culture is the artifacts. Diba? Ito yung mga minana natin mula pa sa mga kanununuan natin or sa mga sinaunang tao. Yung mga artifacts na kung saan hanggang ngayon ay ginagawa o kinuha pa ng mga archaeologists or mga researchers. Okay? Ito yung pinaka-the best example ng material culture. Another is the non-material culture, which composed of intangible things. When you say intangible, things that we cannot see and touch, such as habits, ideas, religion, language, and behaviors. So, meaning, the best example of this non-material culture is the language. The language that we learn from our mga ninuno. Okay, next is cultural variation. From the word itself or the title itself, the cultural variation meaning pagkakaiba ng kultura. So it refers to the differences in social behaviors that culture exhibits around the world. In the Philippines, differences in social behaviors are influenced with cultures in a specific place and tribes. So with the different people in the different countries that have also different norms and values that exist with their group. So meaning, influensya Ano ba yung influence ng culture? Ito yung influensya ng tao sa kanyang kultura. So, influensya sa mga kultura ng isang tiyak na lugar at tribo na kanyang kinalakihan. Halimbawa na lang ng mga taga-Samar. We have Northern Samar, Eastern Samar, and Eastern Samar. Although we live in Samar, but we have different cultures where kung saan tayo natuto, di ba? Kung saan ano yung nakamulatan natin na naging habit natin. Ano yung influensya? Naging influensya sa atin. Malaking influensya sa ating paglaki na naghubog sa atin. So it depends upon where or what environment na ating kinalikhan. So example, so yung taga Eastern Samar, yung norms and values nila, iba. Especially the language, di ba? Mayroong mga tono. Western Samar, ganun din. At saka yung Northern Samar. So may pagkakaiba-iba. Northern, Eastern, and Western. Especially, meron silang sariling norms and values. At meron silang sariling kultura. Language, foods, and etc. Okay? We have different culture. Okay. That is cultural variation. Okay, next, example of cultural variation in dresses style. Because we are talking about dresses style, so we focus about their dresses. Halimbawa na lang ng Japanese. Makikita natin base sa kanilang kasuutan kung anong klaseng kultura meron sila. Sa kanilang pananamit, makikilala natin kung saan sila nagmula. So like for example, in Japanese, the Philippines, and the Indians. So, nakikilala natin kung galing saan silang nasyon, di ba? So, this is a cultural variation. Pagkakaiba-iba ng pananamit. Naintindihan, class? Okay, next example, another example is cultural variation in dances. So, from Indians and the Philippines. So, base rin sa sayaw, makikilala natin at sa pananamit din nila, no? Sa sayaw nila, makikilala natin kung saan ang taga-Pilipinas at taga-Indians. Those are the example of cultural variation. The dressing style and the dances. Okay. We're going now to social differences. So, social differences, when you say social, panlipunan, and the differences, ang pagkakaiba-iba. Okay? Social variation or differences. So, refers to the situation where people are discriminated based on economic status, social characteristic, and qualities. This may include the race, ethnicity, gender, and profession. But in spite of these differences, people continue to do their responsibilities as members of society. So again, social differences. So when we say social, panlipunan, it refers to the people or the society, no? So when we say social differences, discriminated based on economic status. Okay, ito ay tumutukoy sa mga sitwasyon kung saan ang tao ay may diskriminasyon, di ba? Batay sa kalagayan ng kanyang pang-ekonomiya, kanyang lahi, intensidad, kasarian, at profesyon, di ba? Ito ay ang pagkakaiba-iba ng mga tao na gawin ang kanilang responsibilidad bilang membro ng lipunan. Pero sa kabila nito, nagagawa pa rin nila ang kanilang mga gawain bilang isang membro ng lipunan. Okay, let's go to the common social differences among people in the world. Okay, the gender roles, the socioeconomic class. ethnicity and the race. Okay. Gender refers to the biological characteristic that distinguish a male from a female. So biological characteristic. So the people discriminated because of their biological characteristic that distinguish a male from a male. Example na lang dito, when we see distinguish a male from female, nag-iiba ang lalaki sa babae, di ba? Iba yung lalaki. Sa isip-isip natin, ito yung sinasabing ang babae daw ay mas mahina kaysa sa lalaki. Ang lalaki is considered the strong, the leader, while a female is a weak. So next is the gender roles. It refers to attitudes and behaviors that the society expect a person based on their sex. So, from the word roles, ano ba yung role ng isang gender? Another example is attitudes and behavior that the society expect, ni-expect ng a person based on her sex. Di ba, sex is male or female ka. So, batay dito, no? Okay, gender roles refers to attitudes and behavior that the society expect a person based on his her sex. So, attitudes and behaviors. When you see roles, ito yung role ng isang babae at ng isang lalaki sa lipunan na ini-expect ng isang tao sa kanya. Kung ikaw ay lalaki, kailangan ikaw ay matatag. Ikaw ay malakas. Ikaw ang leader. Sa iyo, nakasalalay ang mga pinakamabibigat na responsibilidad. While sa babae naman, ang babae ay ang nagluluto, nag-aalaga ng bata. Yun yung role na ini-expect ng isang lipunan or society sa isang babae o sa isang lalaki. Okay? Next is socio-economic class. It refers to the money. Okay, the high income, the middle income, and the low income. So, when we see high income, example of the high income, nadidiscriminate yung tao depende sa kanyang anong klaseng mayroon siyang trabaho, ano yung income niya, magkano ba yung income niya. Example, the high income, those are the businessman, yung malalaki yung kita. The middle income, these are the workers, the professionals, these are the middlemen. The middle income na mayroon sila, professionals, and the low income class are those people na maliliit lang yung kita nila. Kasya lang. Okay? Okay, next is ethnicity. So which refers to the ethnic group who have common culture, language, and history. When we say ethnicity, ito yung mga taong nabibilang sa isang pangkat o unit ng mga tao na kung saan mayroon silang pare-parehong kaugalian, tradisyon, kultura, wika, kakayahan. Ito ang tinatawag, halimbawa na lang dito sa Pilipinas, yung Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, although nakatira tayo sa Pilipinas, mayroon tayong pagkakaiba-iba ng kultura. We have common culture, language, and history based on ethnicity. Okay? So, that is ethnicity. Another, or the last one, is the race. So race, which refers to the group of people who shared inherited physical characteristics such as skin color, the facial features, and body structures. So, inherited physical characteristics. So race. Ano yung bang sinasabi ng race? Lahi. Diba? Lahi nila matataas. Example, ang lahi nila maiitim. Siguro, tatay nila negro. Parang ganun. Diba? Lahi nila pandak, lahi nila magaganda. So that is the skin color, the facial features, the body structures. So, magkakatulad na physical na katangian ng isang komunidad o unit na grupo ng tao. Example dito ay isang pamilya, halimbawa. Dahil pag pamilya ka, pareho kayo, na i-inherit or namamana nila ang kanilang kaanyuhan or ang kanilang personal sa kanilang pamilya. Okay? Okay. So next is social chains. Okay. Dito naman tayo sa social chains. Social chains refers to any significant alteration over time in behavior patterns and cultural values and norms. This change is brought about by modernization and the impact of globalization that resulted to cultural change among Filipino people. So social change, when you say social change, pagbabago ng lipunan. So, nagbabago ang lipunan habang lumilipas ang panahon, di ba? So because of what? Because of modernization, the impact of globalization. This change is brought about by modernization. So that is change. Ito ay tumutukoy sa makabuluhang paglipas ng panahon, mga pag-uugali at anyo ng kultura. 'Di ba? Nagbabago yung kultura kasi nagkakaroon ng modernization dahil epekto ng globalisasyon. Ano ba yung sinasabi ng globalisasyon, class? It is the transformation of traditional to rural society. Because of globalization or technology, the innovation. Di ba? Yung traditional way to the rural way of life. So that is the transformation, social change because of modernization. Pagbabago ng tradisyon tungo sa rural na lipunan. Ito ay sa pamamagitan ng pagdaan ng komprehensibong pagbabago ng industrialisasyon. Dahil sa industrialisasyon na nagiging moderno ang mga lipunan, nagiging moderno tayo. Kahit yung tao nang babago, pag nagiging umuunlad na. Ang isang lugar nagbabago pag umuunlad ka. Lahat ang nag-iiba na ang kultura, ang pag-uugali, ang nakagawian mo nag-iiba because of modernization, which resulted to cultural change among Filipino people. Naintindihan, class? Did you get it, class? Okay. These are some example of social change. So, before the traditional way of courtship, as shown in the first picture, the men were serenading the girls with romantic. While in the modern way of courtship, the man gave a flower directly to the woman. So may pagkakaiba na. Kasi yung before, yung traditional way of courtship, meron sinasabing romantic. Bago mo mahawakan ang kamay ng isang babae, kailangan munang haranain o kaya pinagsisibak ng kahoy, ganoon. Unlike today, the modern way of courtship, kahit hindi pa kayo magkilala, dahil sa modernization, through text na lang, nagkakaroon na kayo ng relasyon. Through text, na kung saan minsan, ang babae ay nagkakaroon at ang lalaki ay nagkakaroon ng pagkakaunawan na madalian. Unlike before, matagal bago magkaroon ng isang relasyon ang dalawang tao dahil napaka-romantic ang ginagawa. Nagsasakripisyo muna ang isang lalaki. Okay, what is the advantage and disadvantage brought about by modernization as part of social change? So ano ba yung mga disadvantage, the good and the bad, because of modernization? So, number one advantage is technological breakthrough. When you see technological breakthrough, the rapid or the major progress of technology, such a great innovation or discovery, kung saan nagkakaroon ng innovation, mabilisang pag-unlad dahil sa teknolohiya, di ba? Kung saan nasosolve natin lahat ng mga problema dahil sa teknolohiya. All the obstacle in terms of technology is solved. So that is one. Like for example, the cellphone dati, di ba? Pag gusto nating makausap natin yung mga mahal natin sa buhay sa malalayo, sumusulat pa tayo at ilang araw pa bago unlike today, minuto lang or segundo dahil sa cellphone. Isang halimbawa ay cellphone. Globalization naman, number 2 is globalization, is describe the growing interdependence of the world economics, cultures, and population. So example of is the economic globalization, the cultural globalization, and the political globalization. So umuunlad ang ating tao dahil sa pagtutulungan ng mga bansa sa ibang bansa or sa bawat bansa. Okay? Next is the healthy lifestyle, of course. Healthy lifestyle. Halimbawa, yung may mga sakit na mga cancer, nagkakaroon na ng mabilis na paggaling dahil nagkakaroon dahil sa mga invention, discoveries, paano gumawa ng mabisang gamot, kagaya na lang ng COVID-19. Although wala pang na gamot, pero may mga vaccine na ibinigay sa atin para pag-prevent ng sakit o pagkalat ng isang sakit. Okay. Number 4 is modernized society is more independent, of course. Number 5, least manpower and more automation. So, halimbawa sa isang pabrika, hindi na kailangan ang maraming tao dahil marami ng mga automation machine na ginagamit. Unlike before, yung isang pabrika, talagang mag-hire ka ng maraming tao kasi para makagawa ka ng maraming produkto. But today, because of modernization, discoveries of the machines or machineries, hindi na kailangan ng maraming tao. Dahil machine lang ginagamit. Okay? So next is the access to healthcare resources. Okay, those are the advantage of the modernization as part of social change. Okay, the disadvantage, clashes of tradition. When we see clashes of tradition, ito yung pagkakasunangat ng mga tradisyon. Pagkakasunangat ng mga tradisyon ng bawat bansa or ng isang kultura or isang lugar na kung saan ang mga tao ay nagkakaroon ng pag-away-away. Kagaya na lang ng mga rivals, yung mga rebelde. Yun yung nangyayari because of this disadvantage. Dahil siguro sa mga kapangyarihan na gusto nila maabot, yun. Kahit hindi sa kanila, kailangan kunin nila. So, nagiging rebelde sila. So, clash of tradition. So, the globalization hampers. Ano yung sinasabing hampers? What is hampers? Pagkakasalungat. Number 3, domestic business. Kung saan yung ang isang pag sinabing domestic business example, ang pagbabayad ng malaking buwis ng isang ordinaryong businessman. Number 4, environmental crisis. Number 5, emission and pollution. What is emission? Because of modernization that brings technology that consume energy and lead to such things of air pollution. So, because of that, of those energy na mga bawal na mga energy, mga sasakyan, nagkakaroon ng air pollution at climate change. The evolution and emergence of traits. What is the okay? What is evolution and emergence of traits? Because of modernized breaks up the social ties that bind people together, no, in the traditional society. So meaning, example this yung mga rebelde ng mga tao. So that is. So those are the advantage and disadvantage that brought by the modernization as a part or resulted of social change. Okay, next is political identities. From the word identities, so this is the basic role or regular of the people in the politics. So ang pagkakakilanlan mo, ano kang klaseng politiko, ano ang posisyon na meron ka. So in choosing the political leaders through election and being a democratic country, they are mandated by law to lead the people and implement good governance for the common good of Filipino. Okay, next. Example of political identities. Example of political identities or pagkakakilanlan ng isang politiko is the president, the vice president, senators, congressmen, governor, mayor, barangay captain, barangay councilors, or kagawad. Okay, for assessments, since ngayon na-take nyo na yung lahat ng topic, we are going to have an assessment. What's new? Activity 1.1, we are culturally varied. Direction, describe the human groups below and fill in the columns below for your answers. Next is the social differences. What's new? Activity 1.2, give me one. Directions, provide column B with one example for each social differences in column A. Next is the 1.1 again, ethnic groups in the Philippines. What's more? Okay. Based on this picture, you will be able to get your answer here for your next for this activity. So direction, study the ethnic groups in the country. Describe the social differences that exist among them. Write your answer in the box provided. Number one question is, what are the differences and similarities of these groups? Number two, do these differences affect the life of the whole community? Why? Okay, next is the social change. Activity 1.3, what's the effect? Direction, explain the advantages and disadvantages brought about by modernization as part of social change. So you will be able to write the advantages and disadvantages. And the last one is the political identities. What is it? 1.4 activity, name them. Directions, list down the names of the local official in your community, name of your barangay, barangay captain, barangay kagawads, political identities, what is it? Okay, for this activity class, I will just give you 1 hour to answer it all and then you will submit it to me on my messenger directly. Okay, that's all for now. That's the end of our discussion. I will wait for your answer, class. Thank you for your listening and watching. Good luck and God bless you.